Hi, today we're going to be doing a quick video on how to take cuttings from a hibiscus. This is the same hibiscus they make the traditional South American or Mexican drink agua frescas. We got these cuttings from our friend that we met. His name is David Chapman from Chapman Food Forestry LLC. He goes around and designs food forests and helps others create food forests for themselves. So what we got here today is we have a hydroponic setup. This is called an aquaponics, a Aeroponics. We have underneath this Tupperware container, we have a pump. It's a 60 gallon per hour pond pump. On top of that we have a spray nozzle, a general sprinkler nozzle, and that's just pushing the water up and creating a spray system underneath, which is getting all the roots totally wet. This creates an extremely humid environment underneath, a high oxygenated environment, and also delivers water to the plants themselves. To better benefit the plants during this cutting phase, it's ideal to spray them to keep them moist and humid. The humidity in the high oxygenated environment is the ideal situation for a plant to get the root structure growing again. So what we're doing is we're going to be taking our hibiscus plant. We have a clean, sterile razor. We also have a powdered rooting hormone. This is just going to stimulate the roots to start growing. So we'll start off, we have a big branch like this. We're going to cut the branch in half, clean in half. So we have the bottom half, and then we have the top half. We'll start off with the bottom half. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to remove a lot of this foliage. Since the plant was harvested probably about an hour ago, we're going to take and we're going to remove a bunch of these. We're going to cut a little higher than normal. If it's a fresh cutting, you just have to cut right where the mark's going to be made. So we're going to take off a lot of this extra foliage because the plant itself is going to be requiring nutrients for these to still survive, and that's just too much on this plant during this time. So what we're going to do is we're also going to save these so that we can make tea later with them. We're going to remove up to probably about to there. What we also did is we topped this plant so the top is removed. This is going to stimulate outer lateral growth in the plant rather than it growing horizontal. It's going to promote these limbs to grow out more. So it's going to be a branchier plant rather than a taller, slender plant, which in turn will give us a higher yield as far as the hibiscus goes. We're going to take our sterile razor blade and do a clean 45-degree angle slice. That's going to be the largest amount of rooting surface for this plant. We're then going to take and put it in the rooting hormone, give it a nice liberal coating of it. If you're going to be using this rooting hormone multiple times, you're going to want to put it inside something like a soda cap so that you don't contaminate the rest of it. We then have, going to add a little bit more on there. So we have our cutting with the rooting hormone on it. We're going to grab one of our pucks from our hydroponic setup. These can be made at home, or you can also buy them online. Places like Easy Clone and other hydroponic stores have them. Easy Clone's a brand, and I mean they're going to run you for something like this. It'd run you probably $200. It costs us less than $50 to make it. So, I mean, if you're not crafty, then go buy it. They're both equally as productive. You're then going to stick the cutting into the cloner. Within roughly a week, we should see some growth start going. It's important to make sure that we change the water every week and a half, is to not have fungus and other bacteria, algae and stuff growing within it. And for the next week or two, we should see some real solid root growth.